Happy morning, students. Happy morning, everyone. I am Nishan Sona, and I welcome you all once again to our English class, e-learning classroom. And if you remember, yesterday we had started with the lesson on saying please. If you remember well, that it was about you know communication and how we can retain and let it go smoothly with the interlocutor, the person whom we are talking to, right? It is very important to manage and handle it well with the help of few words, and these words are called golden words. In conversation, when we have conversation with other, we have to follow certain rules and regulations. You cannot simply go talking to the person casually, right? It must have some kind of you know the ways to handle the topics and the people around you with particular words, and these words are called golden words in language. Okay, and you must have understood about the golden words. These words are like thank you, excuse me, may I, right? These are and like this there are many other such words, right, used in communication. So, and with this also I remember one more, the quote, right? Once Mother Teresa had made, that was like you know the kind words are very short and easy to speak of, right? But the echoes are endless in a heart. So the impact, right, the words have in a mind, okay, and that lasts for long, okay, and that's why we should always observe these norms, right, in our conversation and use, right, at the most, right. And next, we are going with this ahead on Saint Please. We learned about the character lit man. The lit man is a very ordinary, is a very ordinary man, and he has got this work to carry the people in his lift, okay, from ground floor to the top floor, or wherever the passenger wants to go, right? And one day, what happened? A passenger came and he did not, say please, or he did not use the word, right, please. That sounded very, right, rude and offending also. So this lip man was offended by this passenger who did not use this word please, and that's why it is very difficult to go up with the person, right, who is not good and at all, right, kind to you in conversation. And this happened, and this incident the writer is putting ahead in front of us to understand how difficult it is for the people when they find others talking so in this rude way. And the same happened in this case also. So let's see, I'm reading once again from the beginning the text. Go to page number 14 and see. The young man, right, the young lift man in a city office who threw a passenger out of his lift the other morning and was fined for the offense was undoubtedly in the wrong. It was a question of please. The complainant entering the lift said, "Top." The liftman demanded, "Top, please." And this concession being refused, he not only declined to comply with the instruction but hurled the passenger out of the lift. This, of course, was carrying a comment on manner too far. Discourtesy is not a legal offense and it does not excuse assault and battery. If a burglar breaks into my house and I knock him down, the law will acquit me. And if I am physically assaulted, it will permit me to retaliate with reasonable violence. It does this because the burglar and my assailant have broken quite definite commands of the law. But no legal system could attempt to legislate against bad manners or could sanction the use of violence against something which it does not itself recognize as a legally punishable offense. And our sympathy with the lift man, we must admit that the law is reasonable right here. And it would never do if we were at liberty to box people's ears because we did not like their behavior or the tone of their voices or the scowl on their faces. Our fist would never be idle, and the gutters of the city would run with blood all day. So it's very simple, right? In communication, you have to be very much polite. You have to observe certain manners. Sometimes when we go out, people talk about table manners, right? Being in the company of other, you have to follow certain kind of code of conduct and the manners and the way you are talking to others. So you must have these words, and with the help of these golden words only, you can make people right listen to you. Okay, the people will lend their ears. They will love to talk to you and be in your company when you are very particular in the use of these words. You are very polite and showing your courtesy in in the case of right finding the words that would be that will please the listener, your interlocutor, the person whom you are talking to. Interlocutor means the person whom you are talking to. So the same happened. The man felt very much insulted, offended. The lift man, he was right an ordinary person, right? But he wanted some recognition. He wanted some kind of respect, and everyone wants that. Not like the boss and the person in higher authority, but something like he at least must be treated as a human being first. And that is very important in communication, or when you come and become the part of the society. So here too, the liftman expected that the passenger must have at least said, "Top, please," or "Please top." Right? So he demanded, and he corrected the words also. He suggested him at least say, "Top, please." Okay, but the man did not pay any attention to his words, and that's why he became very angry, the lift man, and he threw him out of the lift. So it is clear that even right anybody, right, let's say even if he is a right peon or anybody, he may be working, okay, and doing some odd jobs in his life, but he too has got the importance in life, and he must be given that much attention, and the word should be used politely for the person. right? And there was nothing wrong, and he became very much angry, and he threw the man. It was wrong on his part. Yes, we accept and we have sympathy for this man, lit man, but right, the way he, right, reacted to this kind of action done by the passenger was wrong. Yes, what he expected was right, but the way he, right, treated, or the way he reacted to this was wrong. And and if somebody is being rude with you and offending you by his, the words, right, the the law cannot hold him responsible for this action. Okay, the way the others are talking, or the way, in what tone, and in what way they are talking to you, right, this often, right, this crime of using rude and bad language or the words is not punishable in the term of law, right? And that's why this of course was carrying a comment of manner, and this of course was carrying a comment of manner too far. Courtesy is not a legal offense. Yes, right, discourtesy, sorry, discourtesy. What is this? Courtesy means another or असभ्यता. जर कोणी असभ्यतेने आपल्याशी वागत असेल, चुकून काही चुकीचे शब्द वापरत असेल आपल्या विरोधी, तर त्यासाठी कुठलाही असा नियम नाही आहे की आपल्याला याला काही शिक्षा होईल कायद्याने. अँड दॅट्स वाय डिसकर्टसी, दिस अनादर, ओके, और असभ्यता, राईट, या पद्धतीने कुठलाही असा नियम नाही आहे की त्याने तुम्हाला, ओके, कायद्याने शिक्षा होऊ शकते, नाही, असा कुठलाही नियम नाही. And this is how this is not a legal offense. This is not a crime, and you cannot hold the person, okay, responsible for this and wrong, that he had, as he has done something wrong on his part, right? And it does not, okay, and it does not to sorry, discourtesy is not a legal offense, and it does not excuse assault and battery. What is this assault and battery? Okay, first of all, okay, it does not excuse, it means it does not break any crime. First of all, okay, what it does not break? The assault and battery. Okay, the meaning is given here already in your textbook. You can refer to this also, right? Assault and battery, an attack which includes not only threats but also the actual use of violence. Okay, this does not come, in this criteria or in this list of offense. Talking to someone rudely, that doesn't mean the person is offending and, breaking any law. And this action is not punishable. You cannot go and ask for, justice, that you have been humiliated, you have been insulted for, so the way the other, talk to you, right? And if a burglar, and for this he is giving two examples. Okay, the writer is giving two examples, right? Examples here. In the first example, if a burglar breaks, means robs, right, okay, breaks into my house and I knock him down, the law will acquit me. What is the word, okay, acquit mean here? Okay, declare not guilty. Okay, acquit here. The court cannot hold me responsible, okay, and punish me for my this action, because I have done this in retaliation. Okay, let's see, you will get the word retaliate in the next line, right? If somebody is trying to break into my house, means somebody is trying to, forcefully trying to come stealthily, or with the intention of harming or robbing, right, in my house, that time if I knock him down, if I'm hitting him back or trying to stop him, and in this the law will acquit me, and if I am physically assaulted, and the same thing, and definitely if is somebody is trying to come in your house stealthily or forcefully, or with the intention of harming or stealing something from your house, definitely you will stop the person, you are going to stop the person, right? राईट. कोणी जर आपल्या चोरीच्या उद्देशाने आपल्या घरात येत असेल, या आपल्याला काहीतरी इजा पोचवण्याच्या उद्देशाने येत असेल, तर आपण काय करणार? आपण त्याला थांबवणार, थोपवण्याचा प्रयत्न करणार. आणि या अशा कार्यात आणि अशा या गोष्टी, ओके, इफ समथिंग गोज रॉंग, इफ समथिंग हॅपन्स, ओके, you get injured or in response, okay, right, if you are harming the person who had come or who is trying to come in a house with that bad intention, then definitely law, okay, can't hold you responsible, okay. They will acquit you, they will free you from this crime, okay, or from this action. And if I am physically assaulted, what is this assaulted means? Attacked. What is this assaulted means? Attacked. See, attacked. And if I am physically assaulted means attacked, it will permit me to retaliate, okay, it will permit me to retaliate. It will permit me to retaliate. What is this mean by the word? Okay, what is this retaliate means? To do something in defense. To do something in defense. Okay. Sorry. Something in defense. So what are you doing here? You are trying to save yourself, right? You are trying to save your life. And when you are trying to save your life, and while doing so, if the person, right, who had illegally entered your house, right, and in that course of action, when you are trying to stop him during this action, if the person is killed or receive any injury, right, the court or the law cannot hold you responsible. You are just trying to retaliate, stop that happening, because the person is doing something wrong to you. That's why in that retaliation, okay, when you are retaliating, that time if the person gets injured, right, the no law can hold you responsible for this, right, with reasonable violence. And yes, obviously with the reasonable violence in response, if this is happening, it does this because the burglar and my assailant, okay, in the next, okay, right, the example, then in the next example, what does he say? It does this because the burglar and my assailant have broken quite definite commands of the law. In both the way, in the first case, right, the man, the passenger insulted, offended, right, the person, another person, that was the lipped man. And in the next example, where the burglar was trying to break into the house, right, of the writer. Here in both the cases, and if he is also trying to attack the writer by doing this, so in both the way, right, in both the cases, the person will not be held responsible, okay. You cannot lodge any complaint against the man. But no legal system could attempt to legislate against bad manners. And there is no legal system available. No record is mentioned, no clause, and anything is added there in the law book. Okay, there is no law against bad manners. If somebody is, being rude and talking to you rudely, will not be held responsible or considered, okay, to be wrong. Why? And could sanction the use of violence against something which it does not itself recognize as a legally punishable offense. Legally punishable offense. Okay? ही कुठले कायद्याने त्याला कोणीही रिस्पॉन्सिबल मानू शकत नाही, कन्सिडर करू शकत नाही. Okay, because this is not legally punishable offense. This is not to be considered as a crime. If somebody is using offensive words, okay, wrong words, and trying to, right, put you in trouble by using these words, right. And our sympathy with the lip man, we must admit that the law is reasonable. Yes, law is reasonable right here. The why law is right here? Because why the law is right here? When the lift man was punished, he was fined for throwing this man out of the lift, was right. The way he reacted to this thing, when the passenger insulted him or did not say the word please, for this the lift man was punished, or he was fined for this his action. Okay, here the law is right. Okay, and he had to follow this. But next, we have sympathy for this lip man. But here the writer is trying to say it would never do if we were at liberty. Yes, right. The action of throwing the passenger out of this lift was absolutely wrong. Okay, otherwise what will happen? The people will get the rights. Okay, what rights they will get? Okay, they will be at liberty. They will have every right to hit the people. To box means here to hit the people. Okay, right, to attack, right, the people like this. And if you are hitting the peoples here because we did not like their behavior, and this will keep going on then. If you consider the lift man's action of throwing the passenger out of the lift, if we consider this right, then people will get the liberty. Okay, they will consider it as their right. Okay, they will start punishing people on their own way. They will start hitting and taking the things in their hands, right. And they will start behaving what? They will become violent. And they will never care for their tone of their voices and the scowl on the faces. Okay. And why? People will mind everybody's, even the tone, even, the scowls on their faces. Scowls means angry look. Scowl. Angry look of the person. So people will start minding the people's look also. The lines when somebody is growling and somebody is looking angry, the lines are formed here. Even if I find somebody showing or making his face like that, I will get angry and I hate the person. Okay, so this is absolutely wrong. If I'm doing this just because the person, okay, just because, okay, right, just because the person is making faces and also the tone is changed, I will get angry and punish. Okay, the people or react to the things like the lip man, that would be wrong. That's why this is not you know legally offensive, or this is also not legally punishable offensive, right? And what this man did was wrong, and that's why here lift man was wrong, what he did with the passenger. Okay, just because passenger was rude to him, right? So here one thing is clear: if the people find everything doing this and get free hand in responding to the such responding to the people like this, hitting them back just because others were making faces, just because others were using rude expressions against you, okay, there will be gutters, okay, running with blood all the day, full of blood all the day, okay, राईट. अशा गटारी सर्व तुंबलेल्या असतील कशाने, रक्ताने, ओके. का म्हणून की दुसरं कोणी आपल्याला एक चुकीच्या पद्धतीने बोलला किंवा त्याच्या चेहऱ्यावर आठ्या होत्या, ओके, टोन त्याचा ठीक नव्हता, त्याने माझ्याकडे लक्षच दिलं नाही, या कारणासाठी जर तुम्ही कोणालाही शिक्षा देत असाल या आपल्या पद्धतीने ते मॅटर हँडल करत असाल, ओके, तर ते चुकीचंच आहे. आणि त्यासाठी लिफ्टमॅनसुद्धा चुकीचा इथं तो वागतो आहे. त्याने ज्या पद्धतीने या गोष्टीला रिॲक्ट केलं किंवा जस्ट बिकॉज द पॅसेंजर डिड नॉट से प्लीज, सो दॅट इज रॉंग, ओके. हा हे तर योग्यच आहे, राईट, की आपण दुसऱ्यांशी बोलताना कधीही सभ्यताची भाषा वापरावी, सभ्यताने वागावे. परंतु आपण या गोष्टीची नोंद घ्यावी किंवा बोलताना सभ्यताचीच भाषा वापरावी. आणि जर कोणी दुसरं या विरुद्ध वागत असेल तर आपल्याला कुठलाही अधिकार नाही आहे कायद्याने की आपण त्या गोष्टीला रिॲक्ट करून त्या व्यक्तीला कुठल्याही प्रकारचं नुकसान पोहोचू शकतो, नाही, चुकीचंच आहे. त्या कारणाने इथं द रायटर इज गिविंग the very basic message, okay, the important message here, that you have no right to react, okay, and you should always behave while while you are in communication, okay, and talking to others. That time you must follow certain norms, okay, the code of conduct and the manners here, to be minded well while you are in conversation and talking to others. And the language should be mild, okay, kind and polite, and you must observe courtesy when you are talking to others. The interlocutor, okay, the person whom you are talking to,